All right, good morning, guys. So we have our cocoa. I'm actually drinking cocoa and not coffee for the first time ever, but I honestly just sounded really good. But we're just going to talk a little bit to you guys about the coach opportunity and what brought each of us into this opportunity. Me 14 months ago, Grace, 3 months ago, Megan 4 months ago, something like that, like super recent, all within like a year. And I'm going to kick it off just a little bit about my story, and then we'll go into Grace and then Megan, and then I'll hit it at the home at the end with just a little bit more about the business side. So I started this opportunity because I had gained over 30 pounds my freshman year. It was insane. I was a college athlete still, which was the crazy part to me, that like you could still gain that much weight as I was training 4 days a week. And we also had like these nutrition challenges through our program, but basically everyone would just like not eat. So we would like make the weight and like not get yelled at by our strength coach, and then we'd eat after and go party and drink, and nothing ever was sustainable. So I was always looking for something that I could have that would never go away and that I can maintain over a period of time. And that's what this Beachbody company and our opportunities and our workouts have done for me, is that I can have all of that. So I was able to lose all the weight back off. I've never felt so amazing in my own body. And like the confidence that just has come from this opportunity by doing personal development, by doing the daily vital behaviors that we talk about, it's just put me in the best shape of my entire life. And I've just never felt so passionate about this. And I think that's why it's so easy to share with people. And I feel like I'm doing a disservice if I'm not sharing, because it has truly changed my life in ways that I can't like ever repay my coach for bringing me the opportunity or anything. So that's kind of how I got started. And I only began as just a discount coach just so I could get the discount because I loved the shakes and how they were making me feel. And then everyone was asking me what I was doing. And so down the road, I slowly became who I am today, and that I was able to coach and change like over 100 lives. And sorry, I'm going to mute this, and be able to be one of the top coaches in the company and be able to earn all expense paid cruise just because I was able to help lives. So that is just a little bit background in my story. And then I'm going to switch it over to Grace, and she's going to talk a little bit about how amazing the community is, because that was one of the reasons that really got me hooked as well.
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore in college, and it's kind of been challenging just being away from home. And I really like a routine, and I didn't really have that. And I loved working out. I did it with my mom back home. And Maddie had asked me multiple times, like, try it. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, no way. And honestly, it has been the best thing I've ever done. It's really gotten me to like feel more confident about myself. And it's given me something to like talk to people about and be passionate about, and people ask me questions and they're like, why did you start this? And it's kind of just given me like a sense, like Maddie said, of community. Like, these girls are amazing, and like having this group and waking up and being like, okay, what's the challenge today? Like, what do I get to do? What do I get to be a part of? Like, it really just like makes you as like a woman like feel so good and know that other girls are supporting you, and that you also too are creating like this business and like connecting with people like all over the place. And I have truly gotten girls to like come with me to the gym and try it, and they've loved it. And so like that's been the best part, is just like encouraging them and like speaking from the heart and being like, this is what I love, and I'm not trying to sell you something. Like, I actually truly love it, and I want you to try it with me. And I think like this program, and like for me, like I have so much more to grow, but like I feel like Maddie has really started me on the right track.
Thank you. No, and like I just remember like how many times I asked you to come and do it, and you're like, no, 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 no. And then like to get you to become a coach, and then on top of it, just like seeing you grow as a person too has been just so amazing, because I know when you first started, you were just not in a happy spot with like school and people around you. And so I'm so happy that we've been able to come into your life.
Me
I love
too.
you, girl.
Love you.
All right. And then Megan, if you want to share.
Yeah, so my name's Megan, and I got started because I had recently graduated from college, where I played on the club rugby team for my school, and that always kept me in shape. I was a exercise science major, so I love working out and stuff, but after I graduated, I was working 2 jobs, and it just like took all of my time, and I was not really putting anything into myself. And I quickly started gaining weight because I was playing rugby and like practicing 3 times a week, playing games once a week. So that took a lot of fitness out of my life. And then, so like quickly just gaining weight because I wasn't getting all that physical activity, and then was still eating and doing the same thing, if not eating a lot worse, because I just felt like I didn't have time. And then I started following Maddie on Instagram. I mean, I followed her, but I started like actually watching her story and stuff and seeing her workout in her room and get amazing results. And I was like, okay, like if she can do it, why can't I? So I decided to give it a try, and I've like never looked back since. I started with a program called Lift 4, and right away I started on like the prep week, and just immediately after changing my like nutrition and just getting that activity even 4 times a week, I lost like 5 pounds in prep week, and I was like, okay, this is what I needed. And the results were just amazing, and they've kept coming, and that's why I keep going. And deciding to be a coach was definitely a great idea for me too, because I think that's what's helped me go. Like the physical results like are what keep me coming back, but being able to be a coach and get encouragement from other people and help motivate other people to like want to work out, even if they don't join a like challenge group. I follow people all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so inspirational. You're making me want to get back into the gym. And of course I want people to like join me on this journey, but just the fact that I'm inspiring other people to work out even, or like get moving, is amazing, because, you know, I'm an exercise science major. That's what I love, like that people are wanting to get active. And of course, like I think that everyone should just join all of us, because the results are amazing, and like we all know that it works. So, but I just love being able to inspire other people to work out.
Thank you. I know, I love that. And especially like exercise science, like literally that's all we talk about is like getting people to move, get off your ass and start moving.
Yeah.
So it's totally, I love it, up your alley. And I'm so glad you finally joined me too. I remember like literally she signed up as a challenger and she's like, wait, what's this coach thing? After she had already put her order through within like 2 hours. And she's like, I want to be a coach too. I'm like, Megan, it would have been so much simpler to do it as one, but it's fine. And
I just had to go all in.
I'm so happy to have you in. Thank you. And you can get back to your workout if you want. She's in the middle of her workout.
I am. I don't know how to leave.
Okay, and then Katrina hopped on, who's been one of our veteran coaches and one of my amazing mentors through this whole thing. So I was going to have her just come on and talk about how she's been able to make this like her full-time gig, and she's been in it for so long. Like the longevity of this is not just the certain things. So Katrina, take it away. As long as her Wi-Fi is not terrible.
There we go.
There we go.
And find the unmute button. Okay. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Katrina Scott. I will be a coach 5 years, February 28th, which is amazing. I used to be a full-time commercial insurance agent and commuted an hour each way, 10-hour days. So I was spending 12 hours a day out of the home. When I had my first son, I've always had a side hustle that was photography at the time. I ended up building my business in my photo studio. So I was able to be home more. And after 3 years of adding coaching into my life, I did it to be just for myself. And I signed up as the discount opportunity because who doesn't love a discount? And after 3 years of being a discount coach, I mean, my business grew organically. I hit success starters. I did everything because I was like so passionate about what I was doing and the results I was seeing, but that I talked about it all the time. And at the time I didn't even use social media. So I'm here to tell you that this business can be run and built without social media. But after 3 years, I decided I'm still a slave to the dollar. My time is not my own as a photographer. You know, I have deadlines and every weekend with weddings. And as a mom and a a wife and a busy lady, I decided I wanted my time my own again. And I went full bore about a year and a half ago and decided that I was going to put all my skin in the game and make this thing happen. And still part-time, I built this business to fully replace both incomes. And that is, where I'm at 5 years later. I'm sitting at my kitchen table and working pretty much as a stay-at-home mom, but doing all the things in order to be able to be at home and raise my kids fully present. So essentially, there's been ups and downs in the business, as there is with any other thing that you do in life. And I wouldn't say there were times where I'm like, this is a lot, it's an additional thing. Not that I wanted to quit, but I definitely pulled back from the business. And now, that was like, a year into it, because I'm like, I'm just doing this for the discount. It's okay. But now it's been the greatest blessing to our family. My husband works long hours away a lot of the time, and being able to be, help out in the kids' classrooms and make literally a full-time income is ridiculous, because I'm doing it from my kitchen table and, from Hawaii, from Mexico, from the kids' classroom, wherever I'm at. I do it in pockets when I have the time, and it's exploded. So I want to tell you guys to hang in there, because I know that there can be ups and downs in the business, and times, it's not always easy. It is work. Believe it or not, you have to work for it, just like anything else in life. But I went to college to get a business degree. Oh, wow, that's super loud. And I put in 6 years of my life to get a degree that I don't even use, and I wasn't guaranteed a job. So the way I look at it is, I put in 5 years of my own time building in pockets, and I have full freedom. Like, I am not a slave to anybody else or to deadlines or anything. I do what I want when I want as my own CEO, and I wouldn't have it any other way now. And the only thing I would change is I would have started sooner. I watched multiple coaches in Idaho that were my, friends of friends, and I had a following of, and I was like, oh, I was a gym rat before kids, right? So I was like, there's no way I'd work out in front of my TV, and I can make my own smoothie. I don't need a protein shake. And, I was very closed-minded to how things could be until I was forced. My gym closed, and we live in Podunk, and there was only one gym. So I was like, I'm forced to work out at home. And the only thing I can say is, when I was following all those other coaches, I would have hopped right on in when I was curious and when I wanted to know what Body Beast was, when Body Beast launched. And, looking at it now, I'm so blessed and thankful the way it did come down the pipe, because now I'm part of Diesel Nation, which I would never change. I love my upline. I love all of our star sponsors, and there's no way that would have happened with the other coaches I could have signed under. But at the end of the day, like, if you guys are even thinking about this, you have nothing to lose. Like, hop in, see what it's about, get the discount, build in pockets, because I will tell you that we are the only network MLM that has stayed around this long. We are solid, tried and true. And at the end of the day, we're not, no offense to anybody that is like selling a lipstick, but we are not we're a necessity. We're needed,
Yeah, it's not a tangible product.
Without a lip gloss, that they cannot do without their health and fitness. Yes, yes. And just like we talked about earlier, the community, you guys, I have met, like, I would never have met Maddie, honest to God, even though she lived in Petaluma and it sounds like it's so close, I would have never met her. And there are so many people. I have coaches all over the map. I have coaches in the UK and in Canada. And when we get to see each other, it's like the best kindred friendships I've ever had. And I've only seen Maddie, and physically touched her and seen her in person 3 times. And it's like, we talk every single day. She probably sees more of me than my spouse. So at the end of the day, like, the friendships that you make, and the community of support that you have is absolutely unparalleled. It's priceless. And that for me, I still shake my head every day when I'm like, I look at my pay, or, I look at what I get paid to do this, and I'm completely shocked and in awe, because this has been the greatest gift that anyone could ever give me. And not only is it a gift, I get paid for it. So for me, it's just, there's nothing like it on the planet. And I am so very blessed and thankful to have all of you in my life and be able to do this and still be present with my family.
Yeah. Thank you so
Cheers.
much. Yeah. Cheers to that. You are such a blessing in my life too. And just so crazy that I literally would never have met you if it wasn't for this opportunity. And the amount of times I said no to Morgan, and the amount of times I told her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it today. Didn't do it. And I played around with her for probably a month and a half. And for me to decide to actually do this during a full-blown volleyball season, where I don't know if any of you guys have played college athletics, but it's not like you're just wandering watching Netflix all the time. You are in triple days. And I decided to take on one more thing, because who knew I needed one more thing in my life? But it has actually came down to the blessing that got me through this past season, because it was horrible and I had the most awful senior year. But it was this business that I got to plug into, and it was the business that if I had a time to vent, I had someone. And it wasn't because a lot of my friends at school are all my teammates, so I can't always just vent to them. But I've had this community and these girls to always talk to about anything. And that's just why it's the icing on the cake. And yeah, I probably could have started sooner, but I think the time that I finally started was the right time for me. And then I was just going to go over a few things that people always say. So Katrina talked about not having enough time. Yeah, everyone else, you don't start this job as just dropping everything and becoming a full-time Beachbody coach. You don't really get that, because it takes time to build. And for me, it was I'm working at a coffee shop. I'm teaching fitness classes. I'm in season. I'm a full-time student. Yeah, I don't have time, but if I can take out the time that I'm spending at the coffee shop making minimum wage and replace it with this job where you could be making $50 an hour, I'm going to spend the time to learn the ropes so I can do that. And so just yesterday, I'm almost done with my entire 10-day training for our team. And it's taken me so long, but it's all on our website. And so once you sign up as a coach, you get a password to get on that. So you have to be a coach on my team to get the password to be on there. But it just goes through every single step of what you need to do to become a coach, because the hardest part is starting and figuring out where to start. And you're okay, now I'm a coach. What do I get? What happens? Because there's so many different ways to go. And every coach you sign up with, there's so many different ways you can go about it. But I always say keep it simple, do work in pockets, because if you are trying to do this all at one time, you're going to overwhelm the shit out of yourself and be I just want to quit. And that happens to a lot of people before they even see success, is they just get overwhelmed and they just want to quit altogether. And it happens all the time to us, because people are well, I see your success. Why am I not that successful? But people don't realize what I had to go through in the beginning to see the success that we have. And Katrina's been here for 5 years. It's not she just made all this money in 1 month and was oh, I'm going to stay here. It's been accumulation over time. And then also it's people are so feared to be judged. There's no reason to be fear of failing or being judged, because we fail every single day. Whatever we do, we fail. And it's not a bad thing. That's just how we learn, is from failing and then never doing that again because that made you fail. And then also fear of being judged. I've had so many people, my uncles or whatever, say oh, you're in a pyramid scheme, Maddie. Why are you doing that to yourself? But when it comes down to it, it's not, because I get to be in the best shape of my life and I get products that make me feel good. And then I can surpass anyone in this company. It's not who you are under, is who you're under forever. And so that's the most amazing thing, is that you can ridicule or just, have something to come back against anyone that's going to judge you for getting healthy and fit. And when it comes down to it, you're your first priority. You are making yourself better before anyone else comes and you can help anyone else. Because if you're not in the best state of your mind and in the best shape of your life and just constantly doing the things, you're not going to be able to fully put out for even your family or your boyfriend or whatever, your significant other, or whoever it is, you can't be present in their life if you're not present in your own life. And I today, like, I just started doing this gratitude journal, and I was like looking at it, and the first thing I put for what I'm grateful for today is like my health and like myself before anyone else. And like second is that my family and my boyfriend, but still it's like I talk to people every day and I'm like, so what's your top 3 priorities? And people say my family, my job, and my dogs. And I'm like, well, where are you on that? Because when it comes down to it, it's not being selfish. And it's really not, because people are like, well, I don't feel like I can love myself, like if I'm trying to help other people, but you should be at the top of your list, because when it comes down to it, you can't be the best person if you aren't pouring into yourself before anyone else. So that's what this opportunity has taught me. And the personal development, I was like the worst at. Like I was like, I'm not doing that. Like I don't need personal development. I don't need self-love books, like whatever, like that's not my jam. But when I started listening to these podcasts, it has totally flipped my mind switch that just because I have a fit body doesn't mean I have a sound mind. And so I had to work on my mindset before I was able to help anyone and become the leader that I am today and grow as a person, because I was so stubborn that personal development was stupid and that only like really hurt people needed it. But no, like I needed personal development before I even knew it. So it's basically, if you guys have any questions, Ashley, I don't know if you have any questions, you can always unmute yourself or whatever, or you can just ask them later. But if there's anything out there you guys want to talk about, that's kind of all I had planned. But just to know, you can start out as a walker, you can become a jogger, and you can become a runner. And there's just 3 different steps we always talk about in the business, is that you don't have to like come out and full blown be like, I want to make this my full-time income. You can start in smaller increments and work your way up. And so that's kind of all I got for you guys. So cheers. Have an amazing Friday. I'm so excited. Friday. TGIF. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I recorded this call, so I'll make sure to post it.
See you soon.
Yes, see you soon. I'm so excited. All right.
10:30.
Bye, guys.
Hi, Morg. I didn't even see you on there.